Brothers and sisters, generals, family, current subscribers, new subscribers, anybody that view, may that great divine, as I always say, come in our lives and make us go deep, deep, deep within ourselves and pull up that magnificent divine strength that a lot of us melanated brothers and sisters have deep within. You know, anybody can have it, but I'm sorry, but melanation gets closer to the sun. You know, melanation is powerful. Do your research on how powerful and different and cosmetic, you know, not cosmetic, but cosmic, that melanation really is, you know. But you have to do your own studying and research, because that's not what I'm getting into today. So welcome to another nature podcast and/or EBX, another edition of EBX discussion. And again, I thank those that's been riding along, my leaders and teachers, and keep that student spirit so we don't miss out on things and keep on learning. And I woke up this morning and man, the sun was just bleeding through my door. I mean, the sun is powerful. Even when we're inside the house, I mean, it just bleeds through the window. The heat, when it's hot, man, it just bleeds through the windows, almost like it bleeds through the walls. That's how powerful the sun is. And I woke up with that power of the sun in one. You know, I live in a duplex with my cousin, as I said. My Aunt Bernice, my Aunt Vera, no, my Aunt Bernice too, salute to her. And all my aunties and uncles in my family, salute, cousins, whole family, you know. Got to put that positive, powerful family spirit out there, even when we're alone. As I always say, folks, we always keep that family spirit no matter what, even when we're not around them. Never speak negative energy into our families or into anyone, especially ourselves. It does matter what we speak into existence. All right. But the sun is beautiful and powerful. And I have to say, it is therapeutic and powerful. The sun is very, very therapeutic and powerful. And I had to throw the therapeutic on there because of how it makes us feel if we're paying attention to it. And this is kind of a starting back where I left off on the last podcast, was called The Universe Calls Us to Learn Astrology. And I didn't really speak on the sun in that podcast. I remember at the end of the title, I had why. And I think I kind of answered the question why. A lot of, I would say, to the bottom of the ocean thinkers, most of us connect with astrology in one way or another, whether we're seeking knowledge about it or it just pops in our spirit. You know, it be like that. You know, when your mind is open to learn and you're seeking knowledge and you want to learn things and we explore, we're talking about righteous things now. Things will just pop in our spirit when we're on fire, when we have that passion, when our mind is always learning and moving, you know, and just looking for new ideas and new solutions, of course, in our personal lives. And then we can, once we kind of, you know, fix those things in our own lives, however long it takes, then we can begin to set out on the journey. And again, as I always like to bring up, enjoy the journey, but teach along the way. Firm teaching, sometimes soft, sometimes hard. Gotta have that tough love too, but love nonetheless. Because again, the sun, man, is beautiful, therapeutic, and powerful. And if one don't think the sun is powerful, something wrong with you. Because we talk about, now I know always there is a positive force. And of course, again, I always say there's a feminine energy, there's a male energy, but there's a very, very powerful energy that can make us feel happy when we're feeling down. And I woke up this morning, that's how I came to this title. And I woke up, it was just beautiful. I just laid there for a minute and just, man, I was like, another beautiful day. You know, I'm in the Milltown. So, you know, if you are blessed to be in a warm climate, man, don't take it for granted. Bask in that sun. Just look at the beauty of it. And I haven't tried the walking in the park barefooted or anywhere we are. You know, we're in the city, of course, we got a lot of parks, but I haven't tried the walking barefoot in the park. And I'm going to actually have some footage of one in the park walking barefooted. I just got to, you know, I could probably do it today. It's beautiful outside today. Beautiful. And that's why I got this on my banner, of course, because the sun is beautiful. And what is more beautiful than the sun down and the sun up? And the sun is always working. Sun never gives up, always giving us light and cheer, you know. I always like to throw in there, positivity is free all day long. Don't cost a damn thing. So why not be positive, you know, as we are realists at the same time. Got to have that balance and that focus, you know. But I woke up this morning and the sun was just, because I didn't get to finish. I stay in a duplex. My aunt Vera owned it. I'm literally living, as well as my family, a lot of us living in the fruits of what one's family left when they transitioned. My Aunt Vera was one of them. And everything she invested in, she shared it with her family. And I salute her for that. And it's not just her. It's a lot of people in my family. But I'm literally living in what she invested in, you know, and what she worked hard for. So I salute her, and may she rest in peace and in power, as well as anyone else in one's family. And anyone listening, anyone you held dear in your family, may they rest in peace and in power. But again, I stay on the top floor and my cousins stay on the bottom floor. And I always like the upstairs apartment. I always like 2-level apartments. It's more like a house though. It don't even look like an apartment. It's very big. But and the sun, and I have a balcony. I have 2 balconies actually. I have one small one in the back, and then I got one big one in the front. And I'm always kicking myself because I don't ever go out there on the balcony. And you know, it's like, oh, I need to get out there. It's beautiful, you know, but I will. But the door was open because I got a door to my balcony, you know, off of my living room. And of course I got big picture windows, but I got the curtain over. I need to lift these curtains up and just let that sun shine on it. It's just something about that sun, isn't it, brothers and sisters? It's just something about that sun. And I really noticed that this morning. I always notice it, but and it was just beautiful. I said, look at that beautiful sun just bleeding through my door, just shining through. And it was just beautiful to wake up to. So bask in the sun, you know, when we wake up, before we grab our coffee, our morning routine, before we even wipe the sleep out of our eyes. Of course, if we have to go to the bathroom, you know, of course we don't want to piss on ourselves. But I'm just saying, man, I always like to say, before our feet touch the floor, thank that great divine for our family, teachings we have learned, passions that we have, righteous passions, goals we have conquered. Man, we thank that family. We thank that great divine for family and things we've done and more before our feet touch the floor. And, you know, I know we don't do this all the time, but when we can, you know, and I actually kind of froze that moment, you know, sometimes we got to freeze beautiful moments in time, you know, and that's via with our families, brothers and sisters in our circles, our generals, and but especially those quiet, beautiful moments we have to ourselves. I'm talking about when we're just thinking about things and reflecting on the wonderful things, the wonderful choices we made, you know, along the way to get us to this point, to even think about how beautiful life is, the sun, the universe. And when we begin to have clarity, it's the most wonderful thing in the whole wide world. And it's the gift that keeps on giving. Because it gets to a point where we have to share it to someone else, because all of us are connected to family and, you know, brothers and sisters in our circle, whether in the world or online. I'm talking about the real ones that's been there, you know, day one, our day one generals. We have those, you know, and those are the ones that we acknowledge and we keep teaching. Well, we don't have to keep teaching because they're teachers now, of course. We all become teachers, but we listen to each other and we like batteries to each other, those who are righteous, and we keep each other charged up. And that's what it's all about. I'm talking about righteously charged, you know, and I always like to say no one's better, just different. But notice that sun, brothers and sisters, and it is therapeutic. And of course, I'm going to get into that. You know, I got to read a summary. Come on now. Something I've been trying to do is read more. Now, I got to work in that area. As I said on the last podcast, there's always room for improvement. So one love to my family, everything that they have done and endured and put up with my mess, you know, to get me to the foundation one is in. But everybody walk is different, but try our best with that power of the sun, baby. Pull that good from our family, because none of us would not be here or be on this divine walk, especially our reachers and teachers out here. Salute, whether in our families or in life, in general. I always like to go outside of the podium. I don't want to make it look like just those who are speaking. Anyone, wherever we are in our life right now, if we're standing firm, be thankful for our families, that strength is in our DNA through that great divine power of the sun. Very, very therapeutic, because it was just an overwhelming feeling when I woke up and I seen that sun shining through. And again, I stay on the top balcony, and I'll be doing I've done one way in the past. I used to call it back porch discussions, and I'm going to get back into doing those, and I'm going to try to get more footage in the park, especially with family. I'll try to get my family in there and get more connected. That's an area I'm working on. Again, always room for improvement. We got that pineal gland sharp, ready, for the righteous tools that we can put in our old spiritual memory bank, because you never know when you need those righteous tools in the future. So just stay ready, But it's just beautiful to notice the therapeutic side of the sun, because it can be very therapeutic when you pay attention to it and notice. There are many beautiful things we can notice about nature, but I think the sun is a very, very important part, because the sun keep everything moving, keep everything lit, keep everything growing. And just think about that. The sun is the center of the whole freaking universe. At least that's my opinion. I could be wrong. I don't want to be saying stuff or giving misinformation. So we'll just say that's an opinion or a theory. The sun is the center of the whole universe, kind of like our psyche. If that flame of our psyche goes out, as well as maintaining our mental and staying straight, again, we don't win that battle deep within. I love rhyming. It just happens like that. But yeah, I'm talking about that seven nature that all melanated brothers have. We all have that seven nature. We can tap into things, but we have to focus on things like that. And as I heard a great brother say, practice on oneself. It can be the most amazing thing in the world. Once we get through the bad part of us, as I like to say, once we get rid of that shit and stay focused and stay steadfast and get to a point where we're never wavered, man, I'm telling you, what can stop us when we have our psyche which is like that sun? We never let, the sun never gonna go out. Be like the sun. Never let our righteous flame go out. I don't give a damn what's in the world or what we see from person, place, or thing. I say that. Why do I always say person, place, or thing? I've said it in the past. Because we treat life like a noun. Break it down. There go rhyming again. Every little part of our lives, as I said in the past, look out over the whole world and take a real good assessment and see where we are in life and where we want to go, where we want to be, where we have been, but again, extract the needed tools, as I always say, from the past. Don't you ever lag, and just think of what it took to get you in the space we're standing in, or we are standing in. It's wonderful. But when keep yourself in a space that we're always learning, man, I'm telling you, we'll be like a hero within our mental. That's what's up. So I want to get into the summary of how therapeutic and powerful the sun really is. Because I don't think some individuals know how powerful the sun really is. What if we didn't have no sun? What if it was dark 24/7? And if I'm not mistaken, let me see, where is that where the sun is gone? With the sun, there's no sun for like 30 days. Is that Antarctica? If I'm not mistaken, correct me if I'm wrong. I think in Antarctica they have like 30 days of no sunshine. I could be wrong, but I know there's like continents or states that's like that. I could be wrong. I have to look that up, have to fact check. But just think of that. I'm just using that as an example. Just think of 30 days of no sunshine. It just be weird. But the downside, not the downside, but those who are not connected with that sun, in some cities, depending on where we live, I don't know, in the summertime, some people take that as a means to being toxic. Okay, now it's time to act a fool. No, why? Have a good time during the summertime. Make that the best moment of the world. When it's beautiful out, don't take beautiful days for granted. I don't take them for granted. And I might not be able to get into the park all the time and be outside all the time, but I do not take it for granted. I always, like at work, if you have no, for those who have jobs, if you're fortunate to be able to kind of maybe go outside for a few minutes, or even if you like taking the trash out to the dump. I'm talking about if you're working at a restaurant, wherever we are, But if you're fortunate to go outside, because I do that. Like if we're not busy, because I work in a restaurant. If we're not busy sometimes, and sometimes it can be peaceful. Sometimes it's quiet at work, and not everybody has that. But thank that great divine, it placed me in a position where I can have peaceful moments on the job. So sometimes you got to make peace on the job. Real talk. It just depends on how we perceive things and how strong we are mentally, But when you practice on mastering one's emotions, you'll be able to balance all things. And that's hands down. You just have to stay at it and practice it. Stay on it and study things to maintain our spiritual walk we're on, But I do this at work. I'll step outside, the back door, and it'll be beautiful out. And I'll just stand there and I'll look up in the sky. And sometimes there'll be birds back there chirping. Man, it's so beautiful out here. And my job is right by a park. So sometimes, when I'm not at work, I'll come up and I'll go to that park. It's a beautiful park too. And it's usually peaceful. It's not always a lot of people there. And I'll do that and I'll just bask in the beauty and how beautiful it can be. Cause I'm in the middle town and when it snows and when it get winter, it's winter. It snows and man, it get cold. But in the summertime, we can have the most beautiful summer. So if you're in any event, if you're anywhere in a warm climate or you're near a park and you're fortunate to have beautiful days wherever you live, don't take that for granted. And don't use it as to get out and act a fool and try to impress. Just be oneself and enjoy that beautiful day. Because it's unfortunate, and I'm talking about my black people, I'll say some young, some adults. Get in it and we all experience this. I don't know what it is about nice weather. It brings the fool out in some people. They want to act the ass and just can't have a good time. And always, where I live, it's predominantly a lot of, I don't even like touching on and talking about it, but it's reality, Milltown, and it's another city that we speak on, and shootings and killings and fights and that stuff goes on. I hear about it all the time, and I don't know what it is about some people want to act ignorant when it get nice outside, and that's just such a waste. Have a good time. So at the end of the day, you can really say, let's go back to what Ice Cube said, today was a good day, and every day can be a good day, even through the mix of a challenge. As I said on a video I made that had a copyright on it. This video I had was up, I don't know how many years. All of a sudden it had a copyright on it. But that's a whole nother podcast. A lot of us experience that, the little weird things we go through on these here YouTube streets. But I won't get into that, because when you have the beauty of the sun in you, things like that won't affect us. But moving on, I made a video about every day can be a triumph, and that's true. That's facts. It just depends on how we perceive things, brother, sister, young or old. So I'll take that saying from that song Ice Cube made. Today was a good day, and every day can be a good day. And I always give advice. I tell people to say that, but I have to remind myself too, because I too am human, and I have battles just like everybody else. But when we learn oneself, guess what, brothers and sisters, there are less battles, right? So, man, the sun is therapeutic and powerful. And I realized that this morning when I woke up. And I'm sure a lot of us, those who are tuned in to that divine spirit deep within and study astrology and looking for knowledge and on fire for humanity and or culture. Oh, yeah, I'm sure our righteous teachers out here, we've kind of touched on a lot of things concerning uplifting one's spirit and paying attention to goals and doing the right thing so we can manifest those great things that'll come in the future. Because you don't have to wonder if great things don't come in the future when you're doing right in the present. When you're divinely confident, when you're doing right, great things are going to come. And what do we do while we're not waiting on those great things to come? We're working towards those great things so they will come. But what do I always say, folks? While we're working toward that righteous goal, what do? Enjoy the journey. Don't let nothing, we always say, don't let nothing take our joy. Don't let nothing ever, person, place, or thing, if it's not benefiting us, if it's not trying to help us, don't you dare Let nothing stop our journey. Because, again, do a little reflection. Look what we've been through. There were times where there was nobody to help us in a moment of crisis in our lives, one way or another, especially melanated brothers and sisters. So don't you dare let some little petty, dumb shit stop our walk at this moment. So I want to get into a summary, my generals, current subscribers, new subscribers, anybody that view, family, brother, sister, leader, and teacher. Let's go. And we're going to get into why the sun is therapeutic and so freaking powerful. All right. Why does the sun make us feel happy? Exposure to sunlight is thought to increase the brain's release of hormones called serotonin. Now, let me make sure I said that right. Serotonin. Yeah. Now, these are words that I don't use in one's vocabulary. So, again, I'm not trying to act like I'm all intelligent or nothing like that, because I learn something new every day. A new word recently has been extraordinary. That's been tinkering around in my spirit. Okay, but I'm going to start over. Exposure to sunlight is thought to increase the brain's release of a hormone called serotonin. Serotonin is associated with boosting mood and helping a person feel calm and focused. At night, darker lighting triggers the brain to make another hormone called melatonin. This hormone is responsible for helping you sleep. So that's why, and many teachers, it's been a lot of teachers that spoke on, how the sun make us feel, and it's brother or sister. So I'm just kind of adding on, to what a lot of us already heard or probably know, just kind of shedding a little light on it, so to speak, or a lot of light. That's why we feel tired at night and all that. And that's why, in my opinion, that's why I say in the morning is the best time to, if we have a challenge we're going into or something we're thinking about that's important, that could be negative or positive. In the morning is the best time to contemplate it and talk about it. And I mean, if we were by ourselves, not talking to ourselves like we're crazy, but just kind of reasoning with oneself. In the morning is the best time because it's the most quiet and you've gotten the most rest. Hopefully we've gotten the most rest, and our mind is somewhat clear in the morning. If you have had a confrontation before you went to sleep or something, if you feel heated, if we can, this is after we've studied one's emotions and went through all the layers of a freaking human body of ours. But if we're able to do this, we have to practice though. If we had, let's just say we had an argument I wouldn't even say an argument, a confrontation, or almost something heated that make us tap in and want us make our blood pressure rise. If the best way we can, don't do it then. Always pause and wait a minute. I don't care how the other person's acting, unless they're trying to harm you physically. You don't have to. We control how we act or react. As I heard a great brother say, we act, we don't react. But this is the power of the sun that we're investing in. We bask in the power of the sun. And I'm saying this to say this is why we feel tired. So I'm saying that's why I brought up, if we had a confrontation right before we went to sleep, deal with it, give our we don't let nobody walk all over us, of course. Because remember, it's about self-control. So, and also in this way, we teach others, because remember, all of us melanated brothers and sisters have been or under some kind of conditioning. So I bring that up every now and then because I forget too. We just have to remember that. So, but if we've been around someone long enough, whether we're in a relationship or as a friend or, someone we're conversing with, we know them. So we don't get fuel to the fire, so to speak. So we pause and we say, okay, we agree to disagree and pause that conversation and wait a minute and give our brain time to catch up so we can reason. So that's why in the morning is the best time to come up with decisions and think about things. Well, maybe not just the morning. That's just my opinion. In the morning is the better time because it's quiet. But anytime we pause and take a moment and kind of reassess things, it'll keep things from escalating. And that's in many areas of our lives, not just in a relationship. I mean, because you never know. That's why I always say set the tone in the morning. and just think about things, maybe things we're going to do that day, maybe things that happened yesterday, or just keeping ourselves afloat. I always like to say, a self invoice, so to speak. You stand informed with oneself and things around us, just so not that we're looking for bad things, but to prevent bad things, so to speak. So we can have an understanding of things and keep things moving, like the sun and Mama Nature. So because you be glad, like if you had a confrontation that night before, you wake up and that sun will be shining and it'll make you feel good. See, because sometimes our emotions can go from stage to stage. We'll feel one way one day, and then we'll wake up and feel different another day. So that's why that great divine gives us patience and silence to think about things and kind of ponder things a little bit. And we won't be caught in the woulda, coulda, shoulda syndrome and regret things we said or did. If we take a moment and assess things, if we can do this pretty much our whole lives, man, we will breeze through challenges like it's nothing. Things we think are hard, it'll become simple. We'll be breaking it down and coming up with solutions like it ain't nothing. Have so many results, it'll become what? Seventh nature, as I always say. So that's the beauty of the sun, because it puts you in a good mood. And when we're in a good mood, we're thinking clear, we're thinking right, and then we will come up with a solution to whatever challenge we're facing, and this brother, sister, family member, young or old. So that's the things that can come out of the beauty and the power of the sun, and it's therapeutic. So I wanted to read that summary one more time because I like it, and thank those that's been riding along. Thank you for listening to Father and Son discussions, and salute to my son, Lord Lamont. He's been excited about doing podcasts. He hasn't been able to get back over here, but we still keeping in contact. And I spoke to my uncle Terry a few days ago. He always check in on me, and I thank him for that. And I thank my mom for the gifts and the strength she put in one DNA, as well as my dad, grandma, and granddad. The good parts of our DNA. Again, a lot of us wouldn't be standing in the space we are in if it wasn't for the fight and the strength of the DNA of our parents and grandparents. All right, I want to read this summary one more time. Exposure to sunlight is thought to increase the brain's release of a hormone called serotonin. I'm going to look that up and see exactly what that is. Serotonin is associated with boosting mood and helping a person feel calm. That's why I mentioned that, we wait till the morning if we, had something important that we were dealing with the night before, especially if we're tired and we can't think clear when we're tired and exhausted and out of it. So that's how we take moments, and not just in the morning per se, but the morning is best, is good, but anytime, just step back for a moment and assess the situation, because sometimes it could be something small and petty or a misunderstanding. So that's why we reason, as I heard a brother say, step back and assess, and that way we can really figure things out. All right. Serotonin is associated with boosting mood and helping a person feel calm, focused. That's an important word right there. Focused. At night, darker lighting triggers the brain to make another hormone called melatonin. This hormone is responsible for helping you sleep. So when the body says it needs rest, get rest. Don't try to override it. I don't care. Even if we work on a job, I don't give a damn. Never let no job make it where you wearing yourself out and you can't even get rest or spend time with your family or work on your passions. Never do that. I don't give a damn. No, you let the job evolve around you. You know what I'm saying? You don't evolve around the job. You let it evolve around you. You are the center. As I heard a brother say, I don't want to take this, but it's just, I don't know why it always comes up. I told you, when you learn from a teacher, it sticks with you forever. So this is a disclaimer. This is not mine. A brother said this, but it's brilliant. And he always said, you are the center of your universe. And that's the power of the sun. Like I said a minute ago, we are like the sun. The sun is the center of everything. It keeps everything going, flowing, and it keeps everything growing. Even us, real talk, if we're paying attention to it. like I did this morning. I told you, like I said on our last podcast, universe calls us to learn astrology. I said why, but I should have said for a reason. It's not a coincidence. And that sun, I'm telling you, it was calling to me this morning, because when you pay attention to nature, nature will pay attention to us. And nature always sees us and watches us. And I spoke on this before, how animals watch us all the time. But we don't know that until we start paying attention to nature. And animals can feel things when we're not even near them. They be in trees and squirrels and stuff. It watches us. And every now and then it let us know that it's watching us. Because as I said, I haven't seen them in a while, but it was 2 squirrels that approached my porch one day. And they were just chilling. And I walked up on them and they didn't move, didn't run, And but I do have I would admit, I kind of have a fear of dogs. And I have to face that fear. And it's because when I was young, real little, I got bit by a chihuahua. It's kind of a funny story, actually. But, when you're a kid, it seemed traumatizing. But I remember I was like, hey, little puppy. That puppy bit the crap out of me. So it put a little fear in me about dogs. But I do like dogs. But the dogs I do like are like golden retrievers and Labradors. Dogs like that, kid-friendly dogs. And the dogs that I do kind of have a little fear for is pit bulls. I'm not going to lie. I really don't care for pit bulls, but I won't get into that because I don't want to be judging nobody or nothing. But I don't care for pit bulls because, man, and I'm sorry, I know it's because, man, I'll have to say it. I got to keep it real. Man has ruined pit bulls, because pit bulls were not meant to be fighters and mean. No, man made pit bulls that way. That's why they get a bad rap. So, but I won't get too deep into that. But I don't hate pit bulls or nothing like that. Like I said, I just have that fear just because pit bulls can be unpredictable. You never know where they'll switch up, kind of like a narcissist, right? But yeah, but I love animals. But again, my favorite dogs, I even like cats, but I like Labradors, like I said, black labs, because those are kid-friendly dogs, and they are loyal, and they will protect you, and they will fight for you. I've seen videos of labs, black labs, golden retrievers, Labradors, how they'll fight for their owners, and they're not known to be ferocious or turn on you. So those are the dogs I like, but that's a whole nother thing. But overall, I love animals, I love nature, and I will continue to learn more about the sun, and because it's nature and the universe is endless. I said the end of time, but it's endless. Mother Nature is endless. It'll never run out of time. Only humans will. So we will never know how vast and how huge and how great that universe is. That's why the universe calls us to learn astrology, so we can get more of a connectedness to that great divine, that higher positive force, that toxic entities try to put different names on it to throw us off. But a lot of us, we know now. We're on to it. We know the deal. We can no longer be bamboozled. So, that was just a little something that was in one spirit. And I felt bad because when I did that last podcast about universe calls us to learn astrology, because I was like, how can I talk about astrology and not even talk about the sun? I didn't even mention the sun in that podcast. So that's why I made this one, because the sun is more important than anything. Real talk. It is the center of everything, like I said a minute ago. So know that, if you want therapy, if you want free therapy, take your ass outside, get in the sun. And this for me too now. But I have been getting in it, and getting into it. But like I said, I want to try the walking barefoot thing. I haven't done that yet. And again, that's not mine. I actually heard that suggestion from another brother. That's a great teacher, and I want to try that. I want to see how that feels. I've never done that. And I'm telling you, we don't think about things like that when we don't explore and take the time to learn new things. So that's what we have to do, brothers and sisters. So we'll know how therapeutic and powerful the sun really is. Salute.